30 years ago, my pawpaw was taken from me. It was the worst day of my life, and ever since then, I have been working towards retribution. Retribution against the one who took my pawpaw's life. Bigfoot.
Oh my god, you fat bastard.
There he is right there. You see that? That's him right there. We found Bigfoot. Oh god. There are bricks placed by aliens from their first attempt at building the pyramids. They tried to build them, they failed. There's a goddamn motherfucking alien craft that they left here. I mean, how much more proof do you need? What the goddamn hell is that thing? Oh my god, he hit me with a damn flashbang. Holy shit. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm in the damn suburbs. I've gained information that Bigfoot is somewhere here in the most suburban city in the world, Oakville, Ontario. I'm in the damn forest. And I think that today is the day I kill Bigfoot. Seems we stumbled onto a damn path. What in the goddamn hell is that thing? It's damn Bigfoot. Oh god damn! Oh my god, I didn't expect to see him so goddamn soon. Oh damn, reload! He hit me with a goddamn Samoan drop. Where do you think you're going? Goddamn big fat beast! Oh, you goddamn freakish beast! Oh!
Hey Beast Hunter, it's Detective Lamone. I know you're probably wondering, what am I doing here? Why am I watching this damn video? Well, the truth is, this has all been by my design. I teamed up with Bigfoot and led you right to him, all so that he could beat you up, elbow drop you, and throw that tape onto your chest. And that was all to get you here, watching this video, so that I could reveal the truth to you. The truth about Bigfoot, and the truth about your father. But before we get to that, let's talk about Dandadan. Trust me, you'll want to see this.
Here at the mall 10 minutes ago, several half rat, half spider creatures ransacked the spaghetti factory.
Dandadan follows the story of Momo Ayase, a high schooler with a connection to the occult, and Ken Takakura, also known as Okarun, a high schooler with an obsession for aliens. Together, they team up to look for Okarun's balls, which were stolen from him by a super powerful spirit and scattered across Japan. And they do all this while fighting off invading aliens, dangerous spirits, and their feelings for each other. Telepathic powers, possessed bodies, living mannequins, the Loch Ness Monster, boxing crustaceans. Dandadan's got it all, and more, so let's get into it.
Bro, did you hear they finally found proof of Bigfoot?
What?
Yeah, check this out.
That's not proof of anything!
Not good enough for you? Well, how about now?
Are you kidding me, bro? Are you serious? That's not real!
What, after all that, you still don't believe?
No!
You wouldn't believe in Bigfoot if he ran up and smacked you down and played soccer with your head with his big-ass feet.
When I first read Dandadan however many years ago, I really wanted to see it get picked up by Studio Bones. I thought the style they used for Mob Psycho would really fit the wacky, goofy nature of Dandadan, while still keeping the intense action intense. But to say I wasn't just as excited when I heard Science Saru would be animating it would be a lie. The studio behind so many instant classics like Devilman Crybaby, Keep Your Hands Off Isaacan, Japan Sinks 2020, and Star Wars Visions. Every single one of these shows was so unique and held a vibe that I couldn't help but be captivated by it. And Dandadan is no different. Science Saru is a studio that really puts their all into their projects. They don't cut corners, they don't stifle any passion, and you can truly tell that this is the case in every single one of these episodes. The color palette alone is enough to earn my praise. Everything is so vibrant and yet still soft on the eyes, and when they put filters over everything during certain fights, it doesn't make me feel like I'm having an aneurysm or like I can't see anything. It feels like the alien or spirit they're fighting is really just as fantastical as it should be. Speaking of the fights, every single one of them is so well done, especially the choreography. I mean, just look at this kick. The way the angle changes, the impact, the fluidity of it all, it's just beautiful. It's all so fluid, and the way all the animation is at a nearly equally high level of quality makes everything feel so seamless. There are no moments where all of a sudden Okarun is glistening and all his hair follicles are moving independently that tips me off to the fact that something important is about to happen. No, instead, Okarun's hair is always moving follicle by follicle, and the animation is always smooth as butter. Speaking of of butter. Let's move on to the...
So my little cousin is missing. Really? Yeah, he's been gone for days and they still haven't found him. Dude, I'm worried sick. Yeah, they're probably not gonna find him because he probably got taken by the Mothman.
Honestly, I didn't really notice much on the soundtrack while watching it, and I was just gonna spend this segment talking about the opening, but I decided to go and listen to the soundtrack, and what do you know? There's bangers in there. It's got a similar vibe to the Megalobox soundtrack in the sense that all the songs fit so well with the overall composition of the anime, and do a fantastic job of bolstering the scenes they're in. Obviously, it's not as good as the Megalobox soundtrack. That soundtrack reached levels but never before seen in an anime, and bolstered the anime in a way that made me say, holy shit, this is so hype, and holy shit, the music makes it even more hype, just creating an infinitely compounding increase in hypeness. Whereas the Dandadan soundtrack, in all scenes except the Acro Silky flashback, in which everything was just dialed up to 11, simply meshes perfectly with the visual content in such a way that you don't even notice the effect it's having. Now, that probably sounds weird as fuck, but if you look at it in the same way Paul Grice looks at meaning in his essay of the same name, Meaning, someone means something by an action or utterance or anything else if and only if they do it with the intention to induce a belief in the audience and induce in that audience recognition of their intention to induce that belief. The Dandadan soundtrack has an intention to induce a belief in us, whether that be sadness, grandiosity, intensity, or anything else, but it isn't making us recognize the intention to do that. Whereas in Megalobox, I'm recognizing that they're trying to get me hyped, and that just makes me even more hyped. I don't really know what I'm talking about anymore. Let's move on. This is insanely off topic. I want to talk about the opening now, because that's doing all sorts of things for me. The opening of Dandadan is amazing, easily in the top 2 of this year just going off the music alone. The only other thing that competes is another Creepy Nuts song, the Mashal opening for season 2. Bing, bing, bing. Anyways, but it's easily number 1 if you're going off the visuals as well, because the sequence of scenes in that opening just so beautiful. I watched it every single time, which is something I don't do often. It felt as though it actually added to the episode instead of just being there for the sake of being there. And I can truthfully say any episode would have felt incomplete without it. And one thing it did really well was convey the importance of one of my favorite aspects of this show, the... Based on a look at my channel, you can probably tell what some of my favorite anime genres are. Obviously shonen because I'm a meathead, seinen because I'm in denial about being a meathead, and comedy because I'm a meathead. But one thing I feel is underrepresented here is my love for romance. I love romance. Romance in movies, romance in anime, romance in video games, romance in real life, romance in ASMR YouTube roleplays.
I think I might be in love with you.
I love it all. Watching connections form and love blossom between two people, whether it's a slow burn, love at first sight, or anything in between, it all just gets my heart pumping and leaves me feeling happy and joyous. And anime is easily my favorite medium to watch it develop. Bunny Girl Senpai, Love is War, Skip to Low for a Silent Voice, Owl's Moving Castle, all bangers, and they all include a great deal of romance. And I just cannot wait to see how the romance between Momo and Okarun stacks up in comparison. So far, it's great. Their introduction to each other, with Momo being the only person to ever stand up for Okarun and take an interest in him, and Okarun being named after Momo's favorite actor, who she just so happens to be madly in love with, is a really funny and endearing dynamic. Not to mention the addition of Gigi and Ira make the dynamic just that much more engaging, forcing both Momo and Okarun to confront their uncomfortable feelings that come with a crush. Then, there's Momo's friends, who get to basically act as a conduit for the audience's feelings. Remember how I was talking about inducing recognition of intention? It's like that. But the third, more improved theory Grice comes up with in that essay, which is that the person firstly must induce in the audience a belief, and then they must induce the audience with their intention to induce a belief, and then have that belief come partly from the intention to induce the belief. Is this way overcomplicated for Dandadan? Probably. Do I even know if that made sense? No. I'm just trying to show off right now. I took a philosophy of language course in my last semester, and I want to pretend that I'm smart. Like I said, I'm in denial of being a meathead, and I'm getting emotional about being dumb. That's another thing I love about the show.
I'm down like 250 bands on drones alone. New Jersey, please. I'm just trying to collect some data. If I went through the regular channels, I would have had to wait months for a permit. We can't wait that long sometimes.
I just want to speak on this aspect really quickly. The emotion that comes out of this show is just immense. Obviously, part of that is due to the romance, but I want to focus on the times when it's at its peak, particularly the Acro Silky flashback. That episode left me feeling horrible. Everything about it just conveyed this tragic story in such a detailed way that I really felt like I was there with her. In just that small flashback, they built up such a strong connection to that little girl and Acro Silky. I honestly wanted to jump through the screen to go help her. It was obvious. Of course, I knew it would be sad. I had even been spoiled on some of it on Twitter, but it ended up still being beyond anything I could have even fathomed. Not the subject matter. Obviously, it's horrid, but just the emotion that it hit me with. It was like it was the 1994 World Cup final. I'm Baggio, gearing up to take the penalty. I've scored goals without thinking, just like how in real life I watched the saddest of sad stories without falling into the sadness. But this time, I skied it. I hit that shit way over. I went to sleep that night just in despair. I couldn't stop thinking about it, and it's been a while since an anime has had that effect on me. The story of a mother just trying to give her daughter everything she ever had, working tirelessly to do everything she can for this little girl, all to have it taken away in the most horrific way possible, leaving her with nothing. This destroyed me. I truly cannot emphasize it enough. I went back to rewatch it so that I could write this segment, and it left me feeling sick. It's just so depressing, and that's a credit to both Tatsu and Science Saru. The music, the animation, the quick cuts, the brutality, the first person point of view, and the amazingly well done final sequence, it all came together to leave me feeling worse than ever before.
That is the Eye of Ra. Yikes. That's Drake. Oh, remember that guy from my movie? Boom! Red circle, Eye of Ra.
And I'm sure you felt that bad before too, Beast Hunter, watching Bigfoot slap your dad's head off. I bet you're wondering, why am I still watching this shit? Ain't got nothing to do with Bigfoot. Well, you're right. He hasn't been in it yet. He hasn't been in Dandadan, although he definitely should show up at some point. I mean, he's the cryptid, right? They got the Loch Ness Monster in there. They gotta get Bigfoot too. But that's not what I'm getting at. You see, in Dandadan, Okarun, a young boy very similar to you in his fascination with cryptids and aliens, comes up with a theory. Maybe the ghosts, natural beings spawned from humanity, are actually preventing aliens from invading Earth. And let me tell you, Beast Hunter, this theory, it's true. And Bigfoot is one of those creatures, one of those natural beings preventing the aliens from coming down and taking all that's ours. And he was saving you and the Earth when he slapped your dad's head onto the floor. You ever think about why your dad looked so fucking weird? I'll tell you why. It's because he was an alien. You know it's true, Beast Hunter. You know it in your bones. My dad did look kind of weird, and he often was green, and he looked exactly like that picture too. I must speak to Bigfoot personally about this. Thank you, detective, for helping me, despite me stealing your show. No problem, Beast Hunter. Also, I'm taking my show back. Roll the credits, baby. Yeehaw! Alright guys, post-credit scene, because I realized I didn't actually give Dandadan a rating, so I'm gonna do that now. Easy 9 out of 10. Probably like a 9.5 or something, honestly. It's a banger. I can't wait for the second core. It's just wonderful. Anyways, yeah, that's it. I'll see you on the next one. Deuces.